مجال سايبر
Glassdoor
سكيورتي
shows
ما
is
بنعرف كل
79K to
المجال،
133K
ولا
with a
يعني
median of
اشتغلنا في كل
130K.
المجال.
When I
ولكن
asked where you guys are based at,
احنا
the people
نديك
in Virginia, in Miami,
البيس شنو
probably New
انت ممكن
York,
تنطلق عليه
Chicago,
في
LA,
مجال
you tend
السايبر
to make on
سيكيورتي
the
وكده.
higher end of the spectrum.
ما
But
يجي
if you're in
واحد
other
يعمل لك
states,
احباط بانه يقول لك السايبر
North
سيكيورتي
Dakota,
مجال
South
صعب
Dakota,
ومجال وكده
Wyoming,
ومفروض تبدا
you
من
tend to
كده.
see on the lower
اذا
spectrum.
اي شخص
Companies
قال لك
like to
انه
pay
سايبر
candidates
سيكيورتي
based on where
تبدا
they're located. That's just a simple reality. It's not the only
يعني
factor, but it
بدون ما
plays a
تخد بيس
role.
انك تبدا،
I'll also
كانه
be
شخص بيجي
transparent with
يقول
you
لك
and
يا
tell
اخي
you, since
تعال
I've been at SIU, I've seen
دايرين
people get
نبني،
less than
تعال
71. I see people get
في
72,
بنايه العماره
74.
ببدا لك من
But I've
الطابق
also
الثاني
seen people get
والثالث
over
والرابع.
133.
اذا ما
Like
خطيت
2 months ago, a girl
البيس
got
ما فيش داعي انك تبني
145K fresh
الثاني
from the program.
والثالث والرابع، لانه
It
في
can
النهايه
happen, but
هيلقاوا
those are
كده.
outliers.
ده
So what
الهدف
we
من
do is we
انه احنا
set the
دايرين نوضح
expectation that
للناس
tell you
انك
majority of the
انت
people,
عشان
maybe
تخش في
70,
اي مجال
80% are going to
لازم
fall
تخط
between
البيس
this
بتاعه.
range, usually
واحنا
on the
هنا
higher
في
end. When
نفهمك
I
او
graduated,
نوضح
my
لك
first salary
شنو
I think was like
البيس
105K.
المطلوب في مجال
My best
السايبر
friend took the same
سيكيورتي
program.
عشان
He got
تمشي في
92K.
مجالاته
But
الكثيرة.
this is
ومجال
a
السايبر
typical
سيكيورتي إذا
like
الشخص لقى
starting
5
range that
مجالات
you're
ولا
going to
10
see in
مجالات
cybersecurity for a
بكون
SOC
كلامه
analyst.
مصداقيته
If
فيه
you have a
كبيرة جدا،
degree, if you have
لأنه
some
السايبر
experience, you're
سيكيورتي
naturally going
مجالات
to get a little bit
كثيرة،
higher. But this is
ومع
what you can look
التطور
at.
كل يوم بظهر مجال جديد
I think
وكده
it's
يعني.
important to kind of talk about who we serve, right? So a lot of
مفهوم
people
السايبر
are
سكيورتي طبعا
potentially
المفهوم
thinking about
العام هو
IT,
تأمين
but
البيانات،
you're on
انت
the fence,
تأمن
right?
البيانات
Maybe you
او
don't feel
تأمن
proficient in
الاسيتس.
computers, or you
واذا
might
الشخص
think,
بس
oh,
قال لك
there's
السايبر
people who are
سكيورتي
so much
معناه انت
better
قاعد
at it than
قدام
I am,
الكمبيوتر
and
تأمن.
you
لا،
may
السايبر
feel like you're
سكيورتي
not
بيشمل
ready to go
كل
into
مجال
IT.
التأمين،
I felt the
زيه
same way.
زي
I
الجيش.
had
الجيش لو انت
zero
كنت
IT
بس مشاه
background.
فقط
And I want to be
بكون
honest with you, of our
مصداقيتك في مشكلة.
50,000
لكن
alumni,
إذا قلنا قوة
probably
بتاع الديفنس
95%
معناه بكون
have
فيه
never touched
طائرات،
the IT
بكون فيه
before.
مشاة، بكون فيه
And
بحرية،
what we
بكون
do is what we
نفس
call zero to
الحكاية.
hero.
السايبر
We
سكيورتي
take
برضو
people who
فيه
have
مجالات كثيرة
absolutely no
جدا وكده.
experience. The most common
فإذا جاء
titles
واحد
you'll
من
see who
مجال
are taking our program are teachers,
المشاة بتاع الجيش
taxi and Uber
وقال لك لا،
drivers,
المشاهدة ما ينفع، انت
recent
لازم
immigrants to the
تتعلم
United States who, let's
الدرونز
say in their own
وتتعلم
country,
الطائرات
whether it's in Serbia or
وتمشي في
Russia,
المجال ده.
Ukraine,
اذا هنا بكون
Pakistan, wherever they
ناقص، انت
came from,
لازم تتعلم
they were maybe
اساسيات
an
الجيش،
engineer
بعدك
over
تمشي
there,
الدرون
or maybe they
وتمشي
were
تمشي
a math
لمجالات
teacher,
تانية.
and
نفس
they come to the
الحكاية في
United
السايبر
States
سيكيورتي.
on a variety of
في ناس
visas, whether it's
متعلمين وعندهم
EAD,
شهادات
asylum,
عليا في
whether it's
السايبر سيكيورتي،
H-1B,
ممكن
whether it's a
يعني
variety
اخذوا
of visas,
خبرات
right?
طويلة في
Maybe on
السايبر
lottery.
سيكيورتي وكده.
And now they're in
لكن
this country
بتمنى
and
انه
they're
الناس ديل
trying to
يوجهوا
break
الناس
into an
بالطريقة
IT sector
الصحيحة، انه
because it
يمشوا
pays a
في
lot of
مجال
money
الصحيح.
and it's a
كيف
comfortable
تبدأ؟
career. But the
انا
most
ما ممكن
important
اجي
thing to
اقول لك انا
know
داير ابدا
is almost
المجال
no
وتبدا لي
one
من
has IT
من
experience.
فوق
We
وتقول
start
لي
from
اتحد
zero.
ديل ما مهم، على
Literally
اساس ما
from
مهم.
opening a file, turning on your computer,
الاساس
and over
مهم
the
جدا في
course
السايبر
of
سكيورتي انك
7
تبني
months,
اساسك
you're going to
عشان
become proficient.
تمشي مشي
Therefore,
صحيح
making yourself
وكده.
easily
انت ممكن
marketable. You're
تتوفق
not going to
الليله
be just
تدرس تولز
someone who
معين
took a 2-week
وتتدرب على التولز
course
وتلقى
or took
شغل
the
ممكن
Google
بسعر
certificate that
كويس
takes
جدا
5
وكده.
days
ده
or
ما
took
معناه انت
a
اساسك
Scrum
متين. يعني
certification
انت
which you
لو
can do
خليت
over the
الشغل ده
weekend.
مثلا توس واحد
You're
انت
going to do something that's going to
اتعلمت
take
عليه
7
وشغال
months,
عليه 10
very
سنوات وخلاص
intense, and you're
خليت
going to
الشغل
see what the process is
او
like.
حصل لك اي مشكله دار
Thanks for
تتحول
sharing
لمجالات
your
الثانيه، انت ما
locations,
عندك
by the way.
بيس ترجع له بس تشتغل في التولز واحد.
So we like to
لكن لو
set
عندك
the
بيس انك
expectation.
تعرف اساسيات،
I
انت
don't
في
know what
مجالك
your
تقدر
guys'
تمشي
unique situation is,
بصوره
but there
جيده
are
جدا
other
وكده يعني.
boot camps out there. There are other tech education
زي ما
companies out
قلنا
there. There
انه
are
اذا
other
عندك اي سؤال
universities out there.
ممكن
There's options, right?
توقفنا
We are not the
في
only
بتاع. لو
option you
عندك
have.
اي
But we, in my opinion, are going to be one of the
نكمل
options that is going to be straight
اوكي.
up with you.
طيب لو عندك
Some
اي
companies
سؤال،
are going
عندك
to tell
اي
you,
حاجه
we
ممكن توقفنا.
guarantee you a job when you graduate. We guarantee you a job. My advice to you, be careful of anything in life when they say, I guarantee it 100%. Because first of all, they don't know you. So I'm going to be the first one to tell you, if you pay us your money and you don't come to class, you're not going to get a job. You're not going to get a job. Because what we as a company are going to do, we're going to give you all the resources, all the tools, the process, everything you need to do to get a job. But ultimately, you are going to have to go and apply for a job and go into the interview. There are some companies that guarantee you employment, but then they give you like 40K, 45K for 1 or 2 years, and you're working the minimum wage for a couple of years. Our mentality is to give you the resources so you can go straight into a career, straight into full-time, straight into benefits. The reality is probably many of you have families. You don't want someone to take advantage of you and you're working for 40K just to get your foot through the door. We're going to teach you so you'll be eligible to start working full-time immediately. So we do not guarantee job placement. placement. But you will see now, I'm going to show you how we get very close to guarantee. So what are we going to be doing, right? In the whole program is a cybersecurity analyst program. Within the program, you're going to learn cybersecurity fundamentals. You're going to learn network fundamentals, social engineering, enterprise security. You're going to get your Security Plus certification. A lot of this stuff, if you've never been in cybersecurity, doesn't mean much to you. Like, for example, you're seeing this and it sounds cool, but what is it exactly? These topics are going to help you be able to apply for a variety of roles within cybersecurity, not just SOC analysts. Some of our alumni become cybersecurity analysts. Some become information security specialists. Some become network engineers. The most recent girl became a business intelligence officer at Apple. There's a variety of roles. But the Security Plus, this is one I want to mention. In IT, there's a lot of different programs like development, testing, DevOps, and you can go with almost no certifications. However, I'm going to put here Site Plus. Let me adjust this for you. However, in cybersecurity, over the last couple of years, there's been a trend. Companies requiring this certification. They require it. Not all jobs, but maybe like 30%, which is super weird and uncommon in IT. But since it's becoming popular and companies are demanding it, we include it in our course. The pass rate is like 98% from our program. If you take the program, you're going to pass it. But it's actually, it costs about $400, but we put it inside your tuition, so you're not going to be paying extra. So now that you have an idea, okay, I'll be learning these things, how does that look like? So one of the paths for you learning is going to be range force. For those of you who've been to university in the United States, maybe you used Blackboard or Sakai. It's like an online LMS that lets you see your grades, your classes, your schedules, and all that. Range force is very similar to that. It's like realistic simulation. There's going to be assessments. There's going to be courses, and you're going to go through these initial courses. This is more just to kind of get your appetite wet, for you to start understanding how things function before you start getting your hands dirty. And so what is getting your hands dirty in IT? Let me show you why you make a lot of money. You don't make a lot of money because you can hack things or because you're good at computers or because you can type fast. In IT, you get paid a lot of money based on the tools you know. The more tools you know, I don't know what this is here. The more tools you know, the more money you're going to get paid. That's effectively how it is. However, the problem to learn these tools is you as an individual cannot go and purchase these tools. They're not accessible to the public. Instead, these tools like Splunk, for example, they're a company and they sell their tool access on an enterprise level to other major companies. So imagine like some of us have Norton security, like antivirus in our computer. Companies don't use that. They have their own specific ones. And so these tools are what companies are looking for to hire people. The problem is universities traditionally don't teach these tools because they cost a lot of money. So what Cydio does as a company is we purchase licensing to all of these tools. And instead of teaching you for 1 day or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we spend 7 months turning you into a cybersecurity analyst with assistance of courses, with enterprise level tools. And here's the icing on the cake. We have our internal SOC, which is a security operations center, that effectively looks like this. And it's meant to simulate what a real company looks like. So one day, for example, if you work for United Airlines or Chase Bank, this is what their internal SOC looks like. We have almost identical to what the market is. So therefore, when you work on this for 7 months and you graduate, when you talk to companies, they will feel as if you have 3 or 4 or 5 years experience. Therefore, pushing you into the higher salary range. To kind of, again, since you guys are not cybersecurity people yet, I don't want to go into deep and show you, but I can pinpoint a couple of things. If you look on the left-hand side, we have aggregated all the tools, QRadar, Splunk, CrowdStrike. These are the tools you see here. These are the most popular tools in the world, like CrowdStrike, for example, Jira, which is an Atlassian tool. We integrate them on the left-hand side, just like a company would. Not a university, which gives you one tool and you learn it, and another tool, but you don't understand how it functions in an environment. Here we put everything here. Then these are not just simulations. These are attacks. We don't just simulate them. What we do is we create a honeypot, which is effectively we open our doors to attract people. And now we have people from China, from Australia, from South Africa, from, let's say, Chile, all attacking us. And it creates an activity log. We can see whether it's a SQL injection, whether it's a Trojan, whether it's whatever, right? And where it originates from. Then within your SOC, you can learn how to handle these, how to effectively defend your company. And while in the movies, we see a lot of hackers doing things, in the real world, we want to get paid. We want to get paid. And Chase Bank and Amazon and Wells Fargo and United Airlines, they hire a lot more defensive cybersecurity analysts instead of offensive. And we in IT, we call that red team and blue team. While it sounds sexier and more fun to do offensive and hack into things, companies are paying a lot more money for people who are defending them, which is why our whole program, not whole, but majority, is focused on the defensive side with the goal of getting you a job, not the goal of making you feel good, the goal of getting you a job, a reasonable salary that you can start, get your foot through the door, make 80, 90, 100K, and build up from that. That is the ultimate goal. By the way, guys, if you have any questions, this is obviously live. Write your questions. I'll answer them live. That way you get your money's worth. And I'm going to talk about tuition in a couple of minutes. So one of the things that's happening right now in IT, and you guys have probably noted, is AI, automation. And people are concerned what's going to happen. What ends up happening is right now within cybersecurity, traditionally it took many people to hack into a major system. Now hackers who are on the offensive are using bots and AI to attack even more, to do even more things, to inject even more nefarious tools. And so therefore, what's happening on the defensive side is companies are hiring SOC analysts who they are expecting to automate some of their jobs. So we have seen with our alumni recently in the interviews, they're asking, can you automate some of your tasks? If every single day you have to open your email, you have to click this, you have to get a report, go through the report and prepare something, and it takes you 20 minutes, can you automate that? So within our program, we even teach you Python programming. We teach you our introduction to artificial intelligence, generative AI. We teach you basically how to perform your job, but also use AI, use automation to make your job easier. This is becoming super important in IT, right? We're going to go over prompt engineering, which is super important, tab 9, which is like a coding assister, and then SOC automation. So basically, not only will you be able to do your job, you'll be able to automate a lot of the stuff, which is what companies want. So instead of you doing tedious tasks, you can focus on managing automation. And AWS Cloud Security. As I mentioned, we're going to get the Competency Security Plus through this program, but another one that you'll be doing is AWS Cloud Security. This is becoming super hot in the market right now. Maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago when I was in the market, it feels good. But right now, cloud is really, 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 really big. And so since it's becoming really popular, we make sure that you're going to get your AWS Cloud Security certification as part of the program. All right, let's talk about the schedule. Because I told you it's a 7-month program. Let me tell you the start date and how this program is scheduled. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 5 days a week. You're going to have 5 hours every single week of class videos. These are like lessons like this. I'm talking, I record, I upload it, and you can watch it anytime. Monday to Friday. Every week, there's going to be 5 hours of content that you are expected to watch to understand how the typical day is like. After after the 4th month, on Monday and Tuesday, you're going to start a 3-hour live SOC. This is the SOC. Monday and Tuesday, it's going to be most likely 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern, live, working on the SOC with other cybersecurity engineers. This also, while it's live, is also recorded. So if you cannot attend, it's recorded and you watch. When I was a student, I had a full-time job. I had a wife. I had a child. I could not attend every single class. So the fact that it was recorded, what I used to do when everyone is asleep, from 10 to 11:30, I would watch 10 to 11:30, because that's what I had to do. And it was the best decision of my life. Now I'm fully remote for the last 6 years. And so Monday and Tuesday, you will have 3-hour live SOC, but that is also recorded. If you attend, great. If you can't, it's recorded. Wednesday, nothing live. Thursday and Friday, you're going to be studying on the basically like the 12-hour content that week. Saturday is rest, and Sunday is the big day. Sunday is a live class, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern, 7 hours. Because, guys, you are going to, by the end of this program, feel very comfortable. You're going to be expecting to get a job because you're going to learn. Yes, I could probably teach you everything in 2 days, but you're not going to get a job. My goal is that you guys need to get a job, which is why we put a lot of content. The class that's live is also recorded. And let me show you how that looks. So we use Discord as a mode of communication. You can see this is Cybersecurity batch 9, another batch 40. Your batch is going to look exactly like this. You're going to have your channels. You can see recordings. You can see general chat. You can see class chat. See, I had a session with them yesterday. I say, hey, we're starting in 8 minutes, class chat. But the important one is class recordings. Every single time a class ends, you said this is a sham. You can get so-called software, they say, from these companies and learn faster. Also, offensive pays more, but hard to get. Ben, like, if you're gonna make a comment, let's talk through it. First of all, which part is a sham? And you just admitted yourself, it pays more, but it's harder to get. Exactly. We are not interested in teaching a bunch of people something that is going to be very hard for them to get a job. Cydio has one purpose, is to help you get a job, to make sure to do everything we can to get you a job. No doubt, offensive pays more, but there's not many jobs in offensive. And so I don't want to teach you to be an amazing hacker and be unemployed. We want to teach you so you get a job. So Ben, if you don't mind, you wrote that comment. If you can elaborate, which part is a sham, right? Like it's important to clarify because some people might be considering this. Right. Will the course be fully online? Will we be able to attend class if available? So everything is going to be fully online, fully remote. However, Mondays and Tuesdays, the classes are live online, and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., it's live online. So you'll be able to watch it live, but if you can't, you're just going to be able to watch the recording. We do this to make it convenient for people from all over. Before COVID, we were doing classes in Chicago, Virginia, and I think Houston, Texas. But after COVID, everything just went online. That's how most of these programs are. Let me answer. Ben, you wrote a comment, but now you're not saying anything. Did you leave? Oh, he left. What a turd. Okay. So this is how the class is structured. Saturdays, you effectively your 1 day for sure off. So, sir, you said 5 days of the week and 5 hours of class, but when we'll have time to practice. Oh, yeah, look here. So every week, Monday to Friday, you'll have 5 hours of content total. You can watch all 5 on Monday, or 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, or 2, 2, 1, 0, 0. 5 hours every week of content. On Thursday and Friday, you'll have time for self-study. Or you watch the content, you prepare, you go over it. Monday and Tuesday, you have live class. Then on Tuesday evenings, we'll put in smaller groups, traditionally between 5 to 10 people, and you'll have separate meetings with mentors. These are people who are currently working in the industry. You'll be able to meet them once a week and start talking about what's the job market like, what our interviews are like. And then you have Saturday off and then Sunday live class. Live meaning watching, recording, or live instructor. Live meaning live. It's on a computer, live. Like this, we're talking Barakat, you're talking to me, I'm talking to you, we're talking live online. And this is also being recorded. So for example, Barakat, if you cannot make it, you can only stay for half the class, you can watch the recording afterwards. But Monday, Tuesday are live. Sunday is live. These 3 days, classes are live, but every single thing at Cydio is recorded, so you can watch it. Hopefully that makes sense. Moving forward. Let me show you why we can almost guarantee you'll get a job. Because the amount of effort we put, you can see we teach you a bunch of topics. We teach you all the major tools. We are putting a lot of content. We're giving you mentors. We're giving you people who are currently working to talk to you. And we're meeting with you live over the course of 7 months. So by the time you graduate, you'll be set to go. We provide you industry mentors, tech leads, people who are currently working. On top of that, when you do graduate, Cydio is unique because it's not like we forget about you when you graduate, because half of the tuition, half of our money that you're going to pay us, we get when you get a job. Not many companies do this. Harvard does not tell people, hey, you can pay tuition when you get a job. We do not accept half the tuition until you get a job, because we want to feel the pain if you are feeling pain. All the classes will be in Zoom, or do we have in class? All are on Zoom. Every single thing is online. There's no in-person session. But when we do graduate, we do like events and stuff in Virginia and Chicago. That's where the most of the people are based out of. So we are going to continue providing you support. We provide you upskill training. So when you graduate the course, let's say we want to do Python, we go over Python for you. And imagine you take the course and you graduate and you didn't learn everything. You were distracted, you got pregnant. We allow you to retake the course for free. Tuition is coming up in 2 slides. Let me just cover this. These are some of the things we're going to go over. I don't want to talk about it. You can see it. We'll teach you about storytelling, problem solving, how to negotiate salaries, all those beautiful things. But in terms of helping you get a job, again, that is the goal. That turd, Ben, who wrote that message and then left immediately because he's lame, he didn't stay for this part. And this is how we help you get a job. We help you create a resume. We do job market sessions for you where we tell you about LinkedIn, about recruiters, about applying, about strategy, about negotiating salaries, right? We prepare you for interviews through mock interviews. We help you when you get a job and you're doing onboarding and background checks. We help you negotiate salaries. So we are to pay after we get a job. Yeah, we have different payment options. Some are pay up front. Some are you pay like half and you pay the other half when you get a job. And I'll show that in one slide. How do you know if we get a job or not? Because you're going to come in for us for a background check, potentially. Some companies require a background check and you have to come to us and get a background check. And Bush, I'll be honest with you, maybe about 10% of the students never pay us. Some of them we find on LinkedIn. Some of them feel guilty and tell us. Some just run away. So you can do that as well. We just hope that if you come to us, we educate you in 7 months and spend every day with you. When you get a job for $100K, that you'll have the decency to pay your debt. But we cannot guarantee it. So here's a last slide before we talk about tuition. The flow is very simple. Early on in the program, we want to get our Security Plus certification. So we have a good basis of cybersecurity. Then we're going to spend the next little while going through Rangeforce and preparing content. Then you're going to start working on the live SOC, simulating a real environment. Then you're going to learn Python and automation to automate your role to be able to do it more effectively. Then near the end of the program, we're going to go through soft skills about 1 month. This is resumes, LinkedIn's, recruiters, applying, all those things. And then finally, you're going to become a SOC analyst at the end. And again, there's a couple of different roles that you're going to be applying for, and then we're going to go that near the end of the program. I'm just wondering, I'm not planning. It's okay. We know there's so many people who take advantage of our program, but that's life. Let's talk about the different payment options. There's different ways to pay. This is the total tuition for this program, $11,000. However, there are discounts. Someone said too good to be true for me. Now, let me read it to you. So if you choose this method, you pay $500 a month for 10 months. That's $5,000. And your tuition is done until you get a job. After you get a job, because you'll be making 80, 90, 100, 110K, we ask for $1,000 a month for 6 months, total $11,000. This is one tuition. There's other options. If you choose to pay upfront everything, no guaranteed job, none of that, you'll save $3,000. There's another option. If you use a coupon, and I'm going to show you what this looks like on our website, you'll pay $500 a month, which for 8 months, total $4,000. And then your payment stops until you get a job. Then you pay $1,000 over 4 months, another $4,000, and your total tuition is $8,000. And you also, the Security Plus certification, if you Google right now, it costs about $400. This is included here. So what this effectively means, just so we're on the same page, you can get a full 7-month course for $3,600. And then if you get a really good job, which you probably will, then you pay the remaining tuition. If you don't get a job, you don't pay. Or like Busha said, how are we going to know? Yeah, she's right. You could get a job and never tell us. That's up to you. That's going to be on your conscience, but you can do that as well. And there's another option. If you pay everything entirely upfront, you can pay $6K cash and you save $5,000. But let me tell you what I would do. This is what I would do. When I was a student, I would look at the camera and I'll tell you, I swear to God, I paid $13,500. That's how much I paid. $13,500. It was a lot of money, and I had to guarantee I'm going to get a job at the end. And I got a job within 1 week of graduating. I worked for CVS. I worked for other companies. It was great. Let me show you how this works on our webpage. And also, if you're going to make not just the money, but this time commitment, do some research on the company. I'll show you. This is our company. I'm going to put in the chat for you our URL. You can see a little bit about us, what we do. This is our CEO, where we came from. This is our alumni. We have alumni at honestly every single major company. This is just some of them. This is outdated. It says 13,000 alumni. It's over 15,000 now. But we offer a bunch of programs. The one that you're here for tonight is a cybersecurity analyst program. You're going to see you can get it down to 5K, but even with that discount, you'll go down to 4K. Everything is here, the concepts. If you're curious, what are you going to learn? Someone said, is there a certificate attached to this program? Yes, there's only one. It's not our certificate. It's the CompTIA Security Plus certification, which is $400, which is included in your tuition. That is the only certificate that you're going to guarantee to get. You'll have an optional one at the end called AWS. That's through Amazon Web Services. That one's like $50. We don't include it in tuition because we don't force you to get it, but we force you to get CompTIA Security Plus because it's almost required. Here you can see all the key concepts you'll learn and a full syllabus. I know some of us are university students. They want to see a full syllabus. Everything is here. What separates us from a university is university, you learn theory. Here, you're going to be using Linux. You'll be using Splunk. All these major tools, you learn them. Everything is here. When you're ready, you click register. I want to put this link here. And I see your question, Shallow. I'll answer it in just 1 minute. Here, basically, you input your information. When you input your information, this is the last step. This last step right here. You can pay the $11,000 or the $8,000. But there's a promo code, which I put here. I'm going to put this promo code. CS up. Promo code CS up. If you put this, click right here, this button. I have a promo code. And type in CS up 66. You hit enter. You'll get a discount, a $2,000 discount. So you're paying here about $400 a month. I'm sorry, $500 a month. Sorry, $500 a month for 8 months. Total $4,000. So you are effectively going to be paying $4,000 for 8-month program, and then obviously your Security Plus is included, and you go into IT. When you get a job, you pay this back. When you get a job, it's not like the payment starts. They usually give you like a month or two before they start asking for this money. But this is an opportunity. Let me end with this one final comment. Some of you maybe have seen something. And let me show you when you go to register. We do something that you're never going to see in IT. You're never going to see in a university. We offer you a 100-day money back guarantee. Guys, that's about almost 3.5 months. Yes, you can take 3 months of the course and drop out. Yeah, some people do that. Some people do that. But if you, in your mind, have thought for a long time, I want to go to IT. I'm not sure. Where do I start? How do I get into it? Well, guess what? You finally have an opportunity where you're basically having a full 100-day money back guarantee. There is no requirement. We're not going to say, oh, you didn't attend class, you can't get your money back. It's a guarantee. This is being recorded. It's on our website. You can screenshot it. As long as within 100 days you say, I'm done. This isn't what I thought. I lost my job. My wife hates this. I don't see my kids. I want to quit. Quit, get your money back. But I'm telling you as someone who took the course, I was scared at first. I was on the fence. 13,000, a lot of money. And I took the gamble and it was the best best career decision of my life. And I did the same thing with my best friend. I have two. One guy graduated the course. Another one I brought, he quit. It wasn't for him. He's happy. It just wasn't for him. You have an opportunity to pay $500 a month for 8 months, or you pay $500 for 3 months and then you don't like it and you get all of your money back. But we believe once you spend 2, 3 months and you start learning cybersecurity and you start looking on LinkedIn and you start looking at jobs, you're going to be smart enough to realize, oh, wow, I just need to put 3, 4 more months and I'm going to get a job. And when you get a job, it's likely going to be 80, 90, 100, 110K, like a good salary. And then you're going to think, couple more, 3, 4 more months of paying and I'm done my tuition. And for life, I have a career. My sincere advice, guys, if you're on the fence, just try, see if it's for you. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe IT is complete garbage to you. Maybe in 2 months, the internet dies and no one can go in IT. Who knows? But at least you have an opportunity to try for 100 days. Simple as that. Okay, I'm not going to try to sell anymore, but you get the idea. You get the idea. Yeah, we offer 100-day money back. Oh, I'm sorry. You know how they always say, like, read the fine print? Yeah, there is a fine print. If you do the 100-day money back guarantee, usually in the second month, you do this Security Plus certification because it costs us $400. If you take the certification and then you drop out, this money is not refunded, the $400. But you don't have to do it for 2.5 months. So you can technically just delay it and not take it if you want to drop out. But if you drop out and you spend this money, yeah, this is not our company. So this does not get refunded. I've been reading on various forums, Reddit, etc., that a lot of employers are only hiring people with degrees. That's bullshit. What is your experience? Nonsense. Yes, in some industries. In IT, in IT, they care more. Can you do the job? Bobby, the real downside is not the degree. The real downside is companies are electing to hire people with years of experience. That is the downside. And to make it the matter worse, people from other countries who come to the United States claim to have 10, 15, 20 years experience from abroad. And some employers accept that here. And therefore, it takes away a lot of the entry-level roles as well. So did you mention cash? I did not mention cash. Do you record all classes? Even every class is recorded. Every single class is recorded and instantly with an automation script put on this tab. See the class recordings, 154 minutes. Class recording, 226. You just click here and you watch today's class. I'm sorry, I missed that question. Let me read that one. What if I'm transferring from the STED to cyber and I paid half of 11K and now I was told I have to pay 350 twice for the exam or certificate? Is there any way to waive it or have to pay it? There should be, Shallow. You have to message enrollment. I'll put the email here for you. They're the ones who handle that. Yeah, no problem. Let me see some other questions. Do you record all the classes, even some classes? Yes, we do. Hi, Max. Thank you for hosting this webinar. I have a few questions. What are the biggest differences between your STED program and this one in terms of job opportunity? Does one have a higher demand? Yeah, great question, Drew. So not traditionally, the STED program requires a lot more coding. The program starts with 3 months of Java. Whereas in the cybersecurity program, you do learn Python, but it's very minor stuff. We're talking about like a week or 2 weeks of Python because you do not need it as a cybersecurity analyst, but you need it as an STED. So the first major difference is STED program has a lot more coding, mostly coding, whereas the Python is almost no coding, very limited coding. That's the major difference. In terms of job opportunities, SDET has a lot of entry-level, early on, get right-away jobs. It's easier, but the SDET salary is capped. Usually in the United States, you'll make between 80K to 120K as an SDET, whether you have 3, 5, 7, 8 years experience. Cybersecurity, a little bit of less jobs. The salary starts off lower, 80, 90K, but after 6, 7 years, it is much higher. 180, 190, 210, 250. It's not uncommon to hear people in cybersecurity making 300K, 400K a year. My brother, you guys don't know him, so I'll tell you, he makes over 400K as a cybersecurity analyst at Apple. So the money is much higher in cybersecurity, but it's a little bit more challenging to get in initially. Whereas STED, a little bit easier to get in initially, but there's just not much room for growth because the next step up would be effectively like a developer. It's a totally different stream. Drew, I hope that answers your question. So what do we do about not having experience? Bobby, we have a solution for that. Because the program is 7 months, we show you how to basically, I don't want to say embellish, but how to present on your resume as if it's an experience through various projects. How can we access today's class for those who are not able to finish the class? Well, today is not a class, but if you want this live recording, Goodwin, you just email enrollment@Cydio and say, I attended the intro session for cybersecurity. Can you send me a recording? And they can send you a private recording. I saw someone raise their hand. If you have a question, please ask it live. As you can see, like there are no secrets here. We want to answer it live. If someone like that guy, I think his name was Ben, complained, I want to address it, right? Like, I just hope that you're not like a little bee and like say something and then leave like that guy. Like, be man enough to, hear the other side. Okay. So this is the program, guys. I said 40 to 45 minutes. We're at 41 minutes. Let me show you one last time. This is our website. If you want to register, this is the URL. For you to effectively be a student, when you click next and you go to this page, and like whether you use a promo code, the promo code is valid only for 3 more hours. It goes away at midnight. Then the other tuition is going to be just $500 a month for 10 months instead of 8 months. But basically, when you click one of these options, you're going to be prompted to pay. Once you make your $500 payment, you're a student in our eyes. Then you're going to, within a couple of days, get access to the Discord, to the Zooms, everything. The program, guys, starts, if you did not see, August 31st. We don't have much time. We effectively have 1 more week. Next Sunday, the program starts. Please don't sign up on the 31st because now you might get access to everything 1 or 2 days late. If this is the program for you, there's a 100-day money-back guarantee. Make your $500 payment, your deposit effectively. Get access to the program as soon as you can and try the program out and see if it's for you. Starlin, I see you raise your hand. Just ask your question. Which one will be better for future cybersecurity or software QA? Tursun, I believe right now, like software QA is a little bit higher, but no doubt in my mind, cybersecurity is going to go much higher, much, much higher. It will just take time. It could be a week, a month, 6 months, 2 years, who knows? But the projection from the Department of Labor is that, and let me tell you why, Tursun. The projection for cybersecurity to grow is not just because it sounds cool. It's because of the U.S. Congress and the Senate. The U.S. Congress and Senate over the last 3 years are imposing different laws requiring companies to announce when they've been breached or when they've been hacked much earlier. Let me give you an example. 4 years ago, if a company had an international breach, they had 3 months to report it to the government. Then 2 years ago, they had 2 months, then 1 month. Now they have 2 weeks. Since now they have higher requirements for reporting, companies have to hire more cybersecurity analysts to prevent hacking, to prevent these things. So a lot of roles will be in compliance, and a lot of roles will be in cybersecurity analysts. And SOC is right in the middle there. So yeah, that's my projection. Would you need to have a CompTIA Security Plus in addition to what would be learned outside? Yes, yeah. You need to have, to get a job in this market, CompTIA Security Plus certifications, the knowledge that you're going to acquire over 7 months, and most importantly, above all, is knowledge on the relevant tools that companies are using, which are these. What is the discount code? I'm sorry, let me get it for you. The discount code is CSUP66. Promo code. And that's the one that you just basically, when you're paying, you like, there's a button here. Oh, let me refresh it again. It says, I have a promo code. Let me go again. So I put my information. I go next. And this one is valid until tonight. Can I pay $250 twice before Sunday? No. This is our cheapest program. So like they're not going to do like smaller payment plans in this. Prior to this, it was like pay $8,000 up front and $5,000 at the end. Now we do $500 a month. So there's a button here. I have a promo code. You hit that. You type in CSUP66. You can hit enter. And that will remove 2 of the monthly payments. So now you're basically paying $4,000 over 8 months, which is honestly for IT really, really good. Let me see some questions I missed. When would the next start date be? Probably sometime in November. If for after this one, we'll end of October, early November. I'm a former QA engineer, and shell, I'm switching to cybersecurity. Nice, nice, that's awesome. Yeah, I started off as a QA as well. When see, can I make two? Yeah, you cannot do two payments. Sorry, I saw there was two different SOC analyst courses. Can you explain that? Yeah, this one, Goodwin, is 7 months long. It's aimed at people who have not been in IT. The other one is 1 month long, aimed at people who already have a degree, who've already worked, and they're doing upskill training. Those are the two differences. How will AI impact the future of cybersecurity software security? That's a very broad question, Tursun, and I'm not going to get into it today. But the assumption by many people is that developer roles are going to decrease because AI can develop, but QA roles are going to increase because companies want people to test and verify things at the very end. Companies need someone to take accountability. Okay. Is it hard to study cyber for beginners with zero background? Shalo, as I mentioned from the very start, who we serve, 95% of the students have never been in IT, zero IT background. So you are like everybody else. I'm trying to apply, but it's not getting me to where I can pay. Gene, so when you type the information here, let's say you click get this pen, and it should load you over here. And then you just input your information. And then you're going to get a receipt. You're putting your, make sure it's a requirement. You'll put your email here, and you're going to receive an email when you make that payment. How many hours will it take totally? As I mentioned before, this is the schedule. This is the schedule. It's intense. It's not a 1-2 hour like week. It's like 15 hours or so per week. Job placement, job assistance. What does it include? Interview assistance. We do not guarantee job placement, but we guarantee job assistance. Interview preparation, mock interviews, LinkedIn sessions, resume sessions, one-on-one sessions with me. I go through your resume personally. The amount of like job support you're going to get is going to be insane. How many hours should we spend time studying a day? It depends up to you. When I was a student, I did about 15 hours of class and about 3 hours a week of study. Some people do 0, some people do 10. It's like saying, how well can I learn? It depends on you, how well you process. Degree before I start? No. Mobile, no degree. 95% of people don't know computers and they take our program. We just had a lady graduate, 59 years old. She was a housewife her whole life, never worked, no high school diploma. She got a job, 95K. But she worked hard. Is the material accessible after the boot camp and employment? Yes. No, not after you get a job. You'll have the content until you get a job. When you get a job, you usually have another 3 months, and then it goes away. If you want to keep it, there's like a subscription where you pay like $15 a month, which is the AWS cost, and you retain the access to it if you want. Again, I'm going to post one last time the checkout if you guys want to sign up. Sign up a link. Does it include projects or internships? Internships are slave labor. We do not touch internships. I will give you free advice tonight. Never, ever, 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 ever do an internship in the United States. Don't. I'll tell you why. First, you're never going to be having access to real information because you're not an employee. You're not like, there's no background check on you. So obviously you cannot access anything important. Leaves you to attend some small meetings, bring coffee, print things, do nonsense at the work. Every recruiter knows this. So if you put on your resume 5-month internship, congratulations, you have 0 years experience. Most companies, almost all companies in the United States currently in this market do not consider internship as valid experience. We have our own process of building out your resume, and that's going to be, you'll see that in the course. We have 15,000 alumni because people get jobs. That is our singular focus to make sure you get a job. That's why probably you guys are here. A lot of people who come to Sideview, their cousin or their brother did the program, had an amazing job. You see there's some people from our other programs who currently worked. But again, screw projects. Why do you want projects? I'm going to get you a job. Don't care about internships. I don't care about projects. I'm going to make sure you have a beautiful resume that is going to attract recruiters. Like, it's like you going to a doctor and you're telling the doctor what you want. Let the doctor assess you. We know what it takes to get a job in this market. We have 15,000 alumni. It is our responsibility. That's why, as you saw the tuition, half of the tuition is when you get a job. So Bereket, we will suffer if you suffer. We want you to get a job because I want your money. So that's our mentality. Don't worry about projects, internships, this, that. We will take care of you. How many hours Sunday to Tuesday? Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, after 4 months of the program, it's going to be 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm traveling in mid-January to mid-February to Africa. Will I be able to attend internationally, and how that affect? As long as Bereket, you can go on your Zoom at the hours that we have, 100%, no issue. And the fact is, a lot of the content is pre-recorded, and even live classes are recorded. You can do that. It's a funny story. I also went to Africa when I was taking this course. I was in Tanzania, Zanzibar, and in Kenya, I remember. And I was watching the lessons on my tablet. I download them. I watch my tablet in the plane. So yeah, you can do that. Are you the one also handling the 1 month SOC? Yes. For the 1 month SOC analyst course, I don't teach. I promote the program, but I'm one of your instructors in week 3. I prepare you for the market. Even for this course, I'm not the instructor, but I'm the soft skills instructor. I'm the instructor teaching you how to get a job. What hours for May to 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern in Tuesday, but this starts after week 16. So the first 3.5 months, you don't have live classes Monday, Tuesday. After 3.5, when you've learned the content, then you start working on a SOC. The 4th month, which is like this. Are you going to help everyone get a job? That's our goal. That's our goal. If you are coming to me, I will always help you. Some people disappear, most likely because they get a job. They don't want to pay the second tuition. So we don't know. Sometimes people get jobs. Sorry, 5 hours of video recordings every day or 5 days. 5 hours total per week. You can do 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, or watch all 5 on Monday, or watch 2 on Monday and then 3 on Wednesday. It's up to you. You just have 5 days to complete 5 hours of video content. So with the coupon, the system is asking for 6,008. No, because you clicked the wrong one, Jen. There's 2 options here. Let me show you. So when you go here, you hit next. The one you're looking at is the upfront payment to everything total. So here you have 2 options. This one is upfront. So if you pay 8K upfront, then you're done. No, after you get a job. This one is you pay 5,000 like in 10 months, so $500 a month. If you use a promo code on this one, the CS up 66, this brings it to $500 a month for 8 months, total $4,000. Then when you get a job, you pay the remaining 4,000, so 8,000. But for the 6,100 days, you pay upfront everything. I would say this one is popular with students who know Sadio well, who their brother or cousin already got a job. They go with this one because they save money. People who are skeptical go with this option and they still get a job. Okay, could be because I'm signing up on the phone. Oh yeah, maybe it could be potentially. You mean 24 hours in a week or 5 hours a night? Guys, simple to understand. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's 5 days. In that 5 days, in the 5 hours total of video content to watch, you can watch all 5 on Monday. Therefore, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you're free. Or you can watch 1 hour each day. But every week, there's going to be 5 hours of content. On top of that, you will have other classes, other obligations. And on Sunday, 7-hour class live, but everything's recorded. Okay. Is there a promo code for the 8,000 upfront? Yeah, should be the same one. I believe CS up 66. Nope, that's actually the coupon. It was actually already discount. I see 2,000. CS up 66. Yep, there you go. So the CS up 66 brings it down to 6,000. That's if you pay upfront, $6,000. Otherwise, you pay 8,000. Processing fee is $15. Yeah. So $515. I'm sorry, guys. $515. Yeah. That's like credit card stuff. It's not. I agree. It's silly. Let me see some questions. Whoa. 1 hour a day video, what are reading, testing? Yeah, shows up, practicing, preparing, because you have 1 hour of content, but now to comprehend that, to practice that, it could take 2 hours, 3 hours. Can I start when I'm ready? No. The class is in cohorts. We start August, and you're going to grow as a group because we're going to put you in different teams and you're going to function like you do in a real company. So in interviews, you understand how they work. I am sorry, again, it is not clear for me. John Zip, what is not clear? Are we learning any intro program tools related from? Yeah, we are. We are. We're learning a few different things. I'm thinking about the class if we have 5 hour class a day that we won't have time. No, no, my friend. Let me try one more time. You do not have 5 hours a day. Monday is one day. Tuesday is another. In Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that's 5 days. You have 5 hours total. Total 5 hours in 5 days, not 25 hours, 5 hours. Now, you have an option. You can say, I want to watch all five Monday. Monday, you watch five. There is no more videos Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Next Monday, another 5 hours. You can choose to watch it anytime you want. 5 hours total. 5 hours total per week of recorded classes. On top of that, in the fourth month, you are going to start live classes, 6 to 9 p.m., 6 to 9 p.m. And on Sundays, this will start right away, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Yep, no problem. Friends, that is it. I will post one final time the link to check out. I'll put the promo code CSUP66. You have 3 hours if you want to use that promo code. If you don't use the promo code, that's okay, because the other option, 4,000 for the 8 month, is always going to be available. Basically, to summarize it, you're having an opportunity to join a 7 month course for 3,600. I dare you, go online, look at our competitors, Coding Dojo, Flatiron. Yeah, $15,000, $17,000, $19,000. Would you please give some information about instructor? Sure. As you can see, I'm a top chatterbox. I like to chat. I like to talk about soft skills. I am your main instructor for resumes, LinkedIn's, getting a job, market support, market preparation. Then you're going to have other instructors who specialize in different tools. You don't have just one instructor who knows everything. It's impossible. Instead, you have different instructors who specialize in these tools. One of them is in Germany. Two of them are in the United States. One is in Turkey. One is in, I think, France. One is in Canada. They're all over, but they know these tools really well. Sir, you said that you have text, and we'll read from that. So you said that you have text, and we will read from that? I'm not sure. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Cool. All right, friends, that is it. How much is the 1 month? It's a different course. You can sign up on it. It's $1,000, because if we have that, it will be easy for us to run commands. Yeah, of course. Like, my friend, we're not going to just talk to you. You have collab chat here. Look, there's questions and answers. There's going to be a coding channel, exam talk. Like, everything is here. Yeah, you're going to be learning all these commands to run, 100%. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for attending. I'm sorry we went a little bit over. You have until the 31st. Be safe. Good night. And hopefully I will see you guys on August 31st. If you sign up, once you make that $500 payment, please do it sooner. I see some of you send me a message. You're going to sign up. Do it sooner rather than later, because that way you'll get access to everything and you can start on time. That's my advice. And I'll see you guys in a week. Thank you so much. Thanks. I want to talk to you how to send money. Don't need to send money. You just pay. Don't send me the money. Send it to the company. You go to the link. You click get this plan, and you fill up your credit card information, and you pay. Okay. All right, friends. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Yeah.